So if you're an NLP trainer, hypnosis trainer, it could even be a coaching trainer, you have your certification in your courses, there's always a lot of questions that come up into running a very successful training company, whether you're certifying people, you've got people for masters, you're upgrading people, whatever it is, some sort of training company, just like we have with my ACH trainings as well. The question comes down to, do you need to differentiate your hypnosis and NLP certification training? And the answer is absolutely yes. With so much competition, and we say this the same thing when you have a one-to-one business as well, you have to differentiate. You can't just have I see a lot of people have the laundry list, I'm a hypnotist, I can help you with this, 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 and this. If that's what everybody's saying, now you're just the same as everybody else. And I'm going to be blunt here and say, what's the point? You may as well go get a job. It's never going to work for you. Okay. No matter how many mindset things you do, this is just the raw reality. If you have the same product, the same service, even at a cheaper price than everybody else, you're going to spend the rest of your career warring on price. You have the same product and the same service. That's why every business out there, the ones that succeed, are different than the next. This business is no different. So whether you're certifying people at NLP and hypnosis, this is for you. You definitely want to differentiate your service. Let me give you an example of what we do so you can sort of get inspired from that. So we have our advanced conversation hypnosis training. This is a 3-day training. It's not a certification. It's a masterclass that's differentiated again. So now I put myself aside from everybody that's just certifying everybody, because that market is extremely full. We do not allow people to come into the training as a new hypnotherapist. I've differentiated again. We only allow people that have had experience or are certified somewhere else, not only because we don't certify them, but they need some sort of experience. So we've got sort of a launch pad to teach them from and show them that differentiation. So our differentiation is huge on paper, and it works well in this industry. It's how I was able to take my training company from literally 0 to 14 months later with well over $1 million in extra cash and revenue. And we're teaching our students that are certifying people in hypnosis and NLP to do the same. That's our 7-figure training company. One of the first thing, our 7-figure training company program. And you can check out the details below. There's the link below, guys. Check that out. But one of the first things we talk about is differentiation. So ask yourself these questions. Who are you certifying? Are you going to certify the general public, like everybody, every person, their cat and their dog, their uncle and their auntie? If that's the case, you need to think beyond that. How can you differentiate on that? You're going to differentiate on price. Are you going to differentiate on value? Is it going to be an online training only compared to a live training with no online training? You've got to think about these things. If all you come out with is just the generic business in a box, come and get certified in NLP and come and do a 2.5-day hypnosis, modern day hypnosis training, and that's it. So I know that's what a lot of people are taught to do. It's very, very hard to compete in a market if everybody is doing the same thing. So who are you going to certify? Is it brand new people? Is it current therapists that are already qualified? That's what we do. Is it going to be just mums and dads? Is it going to be a particular profession? Maybe you want to, I don't know, you want to help nurses become NLP qualified so they can communicate better with their patients. This is just off the top of my head. You want to do the research on this, but you sort of hopefully see my point here. You cannot come out just like a one-to-one therapist. You cannot come out just having the same product as everybody else. Okay. So if your course is the same, your NLP training's the same, you're probably trained by the same people as well, your certifications are the same and at the same price, and you go out there, there could be another 1 million other people doing the same thing as you. And all that happens is everybody gets lumped together in this red ocean of competition where everybody undercuts each other on price, and it becomes just like excuse my language, it becomes like a shit fest. No one can compete in that, and no one really succeeds. So you have to differentiate, okay? Are you going to do a 5-day training, a 2-day training? Is it a certain profession? Is it a certain type of people? Is it general public? Is it a masterclass? Is there a certification? Is there no certification? Map out these differentiation, map out these differences. Now, when I say differentiation, let me clarify something since I'm on the topic. When I say differentiation, I do not mean you differentiate your training company or your certification company on your level, meaning that clients don't care about you. They don't care why you became a trainer, how you become a trainer, what you were doing before your training company. They don't care about any of this stuff. They're looking for you're looking at your certification, hypnosis or NLP alike, to solve a problem. No one in their right mind, and I would hate to meet that person, that just wants to learn hypnosis and NLP just for the sake of it. Now, sure, jokes aside, there are those people out there that become like certification junkies. They'll just buy every certification. That's fine. You can definitely market to that sort of the market as well, get those people into your courses, and it's a good thing. But all in all, someone comes to your NLP certification, hypnosis certification for a specific reason, to solve a problem. People don't come to my ACH training to listen to me talk for 3 days. People don't come to me just to learn the same thing. We attract the type of people that are having problems with their current style of therapy, being it's too slow, they don't like the prep, they're sick of scripts, it's not working, they can't find the root cause, it's taking far too long, multiple sessions. These are the differentiation points that I've mapped out, and this is who we market to, and ACH solves all these problems. It takes what could be 7 hours worth of hypnosis into a half an hour blitz session. It turns having to create audios and write scripts into doing none of that. It takes someone having to do an hour or two of prep into none of that. You can sort of see my point. And that's how, again, we differentiated ACH, and use this to inspire this for yourself. Think about it like this. Let's say NLP certification. You may have been trained to teach, I don't know, practitioner of NLP in 7 days. Why does it have to be 7 days? That's what you got to ask yourself. Now, legally, if it has to certify someone, I'm all for that. Don't go against the grain there. But if it doesn't have to be those things, why does it have to be 7 days? Can you get it down to 5? Can you get it down to 6? You could do maybe the total opposite and have a 12-day NLP practitioner course and show the people they're getting more value from this. They're going to learn these extra things. Always think in terms of value and solving a problem. Someone comes to your NLP certification, guys, to solve a problem. What is that problem? For us, like I mentioned, those points before, that's why people come to ACH, because we solve those problems. When I first started my training company, when it went from 0 to minus many tens of thousands of dollars because it failed, because I didn't do it right, I just bought out the same thing as everybody else. Same certification, same training. The only thing I differentiated on was we don't use scripts. And that was okay, but it didn't work long term. The buzz for that went down very quick, and then everybody else started to do it. So we've really defined those points so our competition can't, compete with those things. There's several different pieces of value that we give, and several problems. I would say at least 6 to 8, if not 10, common problems in the hypnosis industry, ACH resolves, because it's been designed that way. And, the byproduct of ACH, it solves those things automatically. That's why it's so popular. That's why our students are crushing it as ACH therapists. And this comes down to understanding and recognizing these things to differentiate my training company. And again, we went from 0, 14 months later, well over $1 million. We've made other videos to show you that as well. And that's why we teach it, because it's a big piece of the market. You cannot have the same practitioner course as everybody else. You cannot have the same masters as everybody else. Why? Because if everybody else is doing it, the market gets smaller and smaller. Everybody competes with each other. And all it takes, and I'll end this video now, all it takes is for your potential students to look at it and go, there's another certification. Scott's just like another hypnosis certification. That ACH stuff is just like everything else. Unfortunately, that's the way people perceive. When I first brought out ACH, that's the way they perceived it, because I didn't explain it good enough. I didn't know what my differentiation was, and everybody thought it was the same. But it wasn't until they came to the course, come out the other end and go, wow, that was really different. So I had to differentiate. Hopefully you're with me, guys, right at the start. And you need to do the same. If everybody sees you as just another of the same, very hard place to compete. So let's get a bit of a conversation going below, guys. If you want me to help you define your hypnosis certification training or your NLP training courses below, you need that differentiation. Write your comments below. Let me know what you have and how you're thinking about differentiating it. If you want to contact me on social media, come over to Facebook, send me a message and ask a question. Ask questions below this video as well. This differentiation is huge, okay? You cannot have the same certification, same training as everybody else, because you won't go anywhere, because now you're competing with everybody else. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. See you in the next video.